Good morning, traders. Joseph here from Eightcap. Welcome to this week's Asian session update, and we'll start with the US dollar. So after really was the key event on Friday was the non-farm payrolls, where we saw a bit of a miss in the data. We saw lower average earnings, lower than expected payroll figures, and a slightly higher than expected unemployment rate. So this did sell off the dollar, and we can see that here. And it was a very strong move down. It lost over 1%, and it continued really discontinued the trend we saw late last week. With after the market really pulled back at that high there, we just saw 2 days of selling, and that was really cemented with that strong selling on Friday. And yeah, this really does put into play now a shift in momentum. So it's a good break of this support point at 105.55, and it looks like we've got a bit of a confirmation of a trend break as well, with that resistance staying in place. So we did have a bit of a discussion about this on Friday, and yeah, the non-farm payrolls really did have an influence, and it has definitely started to shift the momentum of the dollar. So if we have a look at some of the risk currencies, obviously they moved higher. So we can see the Aussie trading at levels not seen for quite a few weeks now, which is great for anyone here going overseas, and it really did help as well. The euro, so we can see a massive jump in the euro on Friday as well, going all the way back up to 1.072, and the pound as well had a fantastic session. So it was just a good old-fashioned risk buy up from risk currencies, and we see the pound here trading all the way up to 1.23, which is a pretty massive move. The dollar CAD as well had another very big move lower, going back down. So we are seeing a little bit buying at this stage today. Risk to the dollar is slightly lower, and we are seeing a little bit of buying to the yen at this stage in the morning. But we'll just quickly skim over some of the moves. And to the yen side, we did see further buying from the Aussie against the yen, and the key there. And the euro is retested that resistance point here. We're still looking for a continuation here in this pattern. So we see we have that higher low, we have that up, that move up. So after the Bank of Japan, so we are still looking to see if we get a break here and a continuation higher. We really do want to see new weekly highs though above last week's highs. So above 160.91, and similar story for the Great Britain pound JPY as well. And still, it has broken above last week's high. And we'll look to see if we can see a new higher high for this week, and move above 185, just to show the buyers are really in control of the market. So other stock indices, obviously the US 30 had another very firm session. It's tested that resistance up at 34,147. It didn't clear or close above it, but you can see how straight this rally is at the moment. And we will be looking to see what happens on the next pullback, to be honest with you. And if we do see a pullback, and then that first higher low, and then once we set that higher low, and then we see a break of the previous high, that could tell us that this is for real now, and we are seeing a new trend start to develop. And we'll be looking at that pattern across a few of the US indexes, and we just want to see that really just to show that buyers are in control, and that there is, this up leg here is really going to turn into something, and it signifies something. So we do need to see a test from sellers to be rejected, just to show strength there, and we'll be looking for that this week, maybe, depending on how things work out. But we really need to see that before we start thinking about a longer term uptrend here on these US indexes. Now, other indexes as well. So the ASX 200, slight gain heading into this morning. It's just the futures have just started to trade. About 5 minutes into the session, and we'll look at the cash market coming out at 10 o'clock. But it should be higher with some good leads. Asian indexes as well. So the Nikkei JPN 225 had another very strong move on Friday. Broke above this high seen at this level here at 32,637, and the Hong Kong 50 as well at the 2.37% last week. And we look for this to continue as well, but same as the US indexes, we want to see a bit of a pullback and then a push through. Oil continues to have a bit of a roller coaster. We saw a 2% move lower after Thursday's higher move. Support looks to be trying to form here at 81.42. So if it can break through that level, that's it's a good news for sellers. But if it doesn't, we'll look for further support to build, and maybe a move close above the 84 area to signal that this downtrend is under pressure, and buyers are going to try and move the market higher again. And gold had a higher close on Friday. Wasn't very convincing. It's a bit of resistance up at 2000 still. 2000 still seems to be a number that's holding buyers back. So we want to really see a really good strong close in that area, and then a break of this high to show that buyers are ready to take that next step and get back up into the 2000 areas, a little bit deeper into it. So it's at 2009.33 area. And cryptocurrencies so far this morning, we're seeing some good buying across the boards. Another strong weekend for most currencies. So Ethereum is very firm this morning after a big racing move up on Friday. Got back up to 19. We're seeing Bitcoin as well trading very close again to 35 after trading into the 35s on Friday. And a few other coins like ADA, for instance, are starting to push back after very strong surges on Friday, and BNB was another. And Ripple is at 64 to 65 this morning, and continues to see a very firm run. So crypto is really still continuing to see a lot of demand and a lot of push higher. And there's a bit of resistance here for Ripple that's up at 65. We'll see if they can buyers can get back up to test or break that level this week. And a couple of others. Solana, which is continued to be very firm coin. We got all the way back up to 45 last week. Friday we did see a bit of a pullback. It got to, but still was around that 42 area, and at the moment we're still above 40. So we'll see if we can get back up to test into those 40s this week for Solana. So this is part one of a two-part video. We will have a second video focusing on the economic outlook this week, but just to rehash some of the key drivers that set off some of the real big moves on Friday, and some of the influences this morning was the US employment data, and there was misses there with the payrolls at 150k, average earnings at 0.2% below the 0.3 in the last day expected, and the unemployment rate slightly increased up to 3.9%. Was expected to come in at 3.8 and match the last target at 3.8. So that was one of the key ones there. We also had ISM services PMI came in at 51.8, so it was lower than the 53 that was expected, and the last target of 53.6. So there's some of the things that's going on this morning. A couple of markets to keep an eye on as we go through this week. A few momentum shifts, the dollar being the main one, and I think that's the one that's quite interesting at the moment. And also, crypto just continues to quietly churn up higher and put on some really good figures and some really good numbers. So definitely, some exciting markets to keep an eye on as we progress this week. So we'll be back a bit later with the economic outlook, but until then, enjoy your Monday. All the best for your trading, and the ASX cash market is just about to open at this stage. So thank you very much for checking out today's video, and thanks and bye for now.